welcome back to Hedgehog Hollow's video today. We're going to make this snappy birthday card. Just before we begin, I just want to address someone's comment on the cable. It's actually the iPhone microphone cable so that we give you the best sound. But I'm pleased to be able to say we found one on Amazon today and it'll be here tomorrow. So hopefully future video we won't have this, we'll have a wireless mic instead, but I'll keep it out your way as much as I can. So I'm going to be using a new set which will be coming out in the catalogue on the 1st of June, which is called Pun Intended. It's a hostess set, but we were able to pre-order it if you went to the demonstrator event on stage a couple of weeks ago. But this, and it also uses one of the new paper packs, which I've got here and I can show you. It's called Playful Palette and it coordinates with the new in colours, and it's got some beautiful different papers in that you have a flick through there. But you can use any paper, any card, it's just how to make the camera, but as I say, you'll be able to order it on the 1st of June. So I will repeat this post on the blog on the 1st of June, but all your dimensions as ever will be posted at the same time. And using the link just below the video, you can get to the blog where I post everything for you to have a look at. So we're going to start off by making our card base to stick our camera onto. And I have used the Gorgeous Grunge set, and I'm going to use this ink splatter. Excuse me for the sniffles, I've still got my my cold as well. So we're going to use Flirty Flamingo, which is one of the new in colours that's coming out shortly. And we're going to use our Gorgeous Grunge set. So first of all, I'm going to fold this in half. And we'll just score it down with our bone folder. And I have this scrap piece of card that I use when I'm overstamping, so I don't always need a new piece of grid paper, because this one's taped down nicely. It's just perfect for my videos. And hopefully this time we'll stamp the right thing, unlike the last video. And there's no rhyme nor reason to this, it's all quite random. We'll turn it round. And it doesn't matter, as you can see, if it overlaps too light there. There we go. So that's a nice background for you. I'm just going to pop that to the side just to dry off while we're making our camera. So here are all our bits and pieces for the camera. Okay. Make sure we have everything here. That's our base piece. As you can see, I pre-cut everything for my videos to try and make it as easy as possible. Leave that last. Right, let's make our camera. So first of all, you need a black piece of cardstock, and let's make sure I pick up the right one. I think it's this one. So she says she hasn't actually cut it down, so we'll cut that down as we go. I've got my paper trimmer to hand here. So black needs to be 5 by 3.5 inches. Let's just whip this out. So that's 5. I think I actually stamped on the wrong piece. That's what I'm about to find out. 3.5. So that's the base for our thing. So it's 5 inches by 3.5 inches. And then you want to cut a square of designer series paper, which will be 4 3/4 by 3 3/4 inches. So you'll have a piece that size. And then you want to cut it into 2 strips, one of 1 1/4, one of 1 7/8, and you'll have a small slither left over, which is out the middle, which is, as you can see here, this little slither here is what you'll be missing when you've cut your 2 strips. I'm then going to take my corner rounder. I'm going to use the Project Life corner rounder. And on the black piece, you want to round every corner, like so. And then on your 2 designer series papers, you just want to round the top and the bottom. So your middle pieces you don't want to round. Now what you'll actually get if you decide to do two different papers, if you can see they're double-sided, so I could have a camera like that if I wanted to go for a funky camera, you'll get two cards. So if you look at my sample here, let's turn it round for you so you can see it. So the orange is now on the top and the spots are now on the bottom. So you'll get two cards out of each square if you want to do it that way. Now we're going to use some tear tape. I'll show you a nifty trick with the tear tape to help you stick it down. It's a bit short. And there is a reason I'm going to use the tear tape for this, so I would advise if you've got some to use it for this project. There we go. So what I do is peel it and just fold it back so you can just see it over the other side. So a little bit of sticky is exposed. And you'll see the method to my madness. Yep, it just peeks out. So what that enables you to do is pop your pieces down. Get it as precise as you want. You've got a little bit of sticky where each of those tabs are, and then you can just pull it out and it won't move. And if you needed to reposition it before you pull those tabs out, you can, because there's such a tiny amount of sticky exposed. There we go, and it sticks down perfectly. And we'll do the same with this one. So fold it over, and cut one end. We'll fold it over again. So again, I can line it up perfectly with my other piece till I'm happy with the borders. Like that, stick it down and put it out. Like so. And that's the base. Yeah, I'll give you our sample. So next thing we're going to do is make our little strip up here. And you can either use a piece of designer series paper like I've done here, or this time I'm going to use some sparkle. And you want your black strip to be a 1-inch strip, and you want your glitter or your designer series paper to be a 3/4 inch strip. And again, all you're going to do is round off the tops. Just going to make sure. With these little pieces, it's a little bit harder to round off the corners. I'm just trying to line it up. Just finish it off with the scissors. Like so. And I'm going to do the same here. You can just see it missed. So just round that off. There we go. And then you want to stick one on top of the other, and you can use your snail, or as I've got my tear tape here, for the strip on like so. That's 1, 2. There's my flash bulb, and this time you want to put your tape on the top because you're going to mount it like that. Now whenever I use glitter, the glitter paper, I always use my red sticky strip, which is actually retiring, so I think in future I'm going to be using the Tombow, because I just find if I use the tear tape or if I use the snail, you tend to just pull the glitter off rather than getting the strong bond you want. There we go. You see, it just pulls it straight off. Whereas the red tape, if you didn't know, it actually cures. So once you've pulled it off and it's been exposed to the air, it will set roughly overnight. It's very static. Maybe I should use the embossing budgie on my hands first. There we go. And I'm going to line this up. And there is my glittery flash bulb. The next thing we're going to do is our centre. So I've pre-cut my glittery centre, but that's with the 2-inch punch. And then I'm going to do the inside with the 1 3/4 inch punch. Now what I've done is I've stamped this using the pun intended set, the butterfly. And then for this one, I'm going to do it slightly different just to show you a different idea. Is I'm going to use this light bulb that says love to go in the middle, and I'm going to punch out the piece that I want. It's actually long, so you can use it like a lantern, you can use it as all sorts. And there's some sentiments that match it if I grab the set here. So you've got newsflash, you light up my life, I love your what, sorry I'm not too bright. So there's lots of things that coordinate with that if you want to use that. And you can see here it says, I'll turn it the other way up, that it says love on there. And I've actually embossed this one on the sample using the new copper embossing powder that's coming out in the new catalogue. So that's the copper embossing powder. I tried the iridescent, that didn't come out so well. And then I tried my glitters using my heat glue, the heat and stick powder here, which I'd never used before. I was really pleased with the outcome. And I used the Stampin' Glitter Dazzling Diamonds. And this was an orange that came out in a Halloween catalogue a few years ago. So that's another option you can use. So if you've never used Versamark or emboss before, I'll show you quickly what we're doing. So you ink it up with your Versamark pad, which can be used for all sorts of things. That's another great one for a tutorial. Pop it down like that. Now I don't think the camera will catch it, but you can very lightly just see the outline sitting here. Then you take your Stampin' Emboss powder, a piece of scrap paper, just grab some of the new Peekaboo Peach. Sprinkle it all over. Tap it off and you can see it comes out. Good flick on the back. And that comes out with the love. Then I would heat that with my heat embossing tool, which is actually on the other side of the room, so I can't show you. And it would come out all shiny like this one. And you can see, you can scratch over it, but it's nice and set like that. And I'm just going to pop this back away. So, and one of these pots will last you ages and ages and ages. I mean, I think some colours, even like my silver, and that I've probably replaced once in all the years I've been making cards, so you really don't need to worry about longevity. So we're going to punch out with our 1 3/4. What should we go with? A nice bright orange. I'll punch out a couple and you can see the different options we've got. The only thing I found with the heat and stick and the glitter is you do lose the love a little bit, whereas if you use the embossing powder you can still see it's very much there. So we're going to mount up, what shall we have? I think we'll go for some bling on this card, so like that. And I'm going to have it hanging downwards so you can see the love. So again, I'm going to use my red sticky strip because I'm sticking onto the glitter. And you really don't need much if you're using the red red tape. It's very, very strong. It actually originated from people who've made model aeroplanes. So it's designed to withstand quite a lot of wear and tear. And then we'll grab some dimensionals and we'll pop that up. And then we'll pop it onto our card. Again, I use some dimensionals because I like my cards to be 3D. And I tend to give them face to face rather than post them, so I don't have to worry about postage. Okay. We'll stick our camera on. And then the last thing we need to do is a sentiment. So that one I used the Snappy Birthday. Let's have a look what's in here. We'll try some Picture Perfect this time. So we'll take that one out. We'll put back our Snappy Birthday. They fit perfectly on the G block, if you have that one. And I'm going to use some Flirty Flamingo cardstock. And my basic black pad. This is a new photopolymer stamp, so I've got my stamping scrub just next to me, just out of the shot. I'm going to give that a scrub just to take off that tacky residue that's left from where they make the photopolymers. Stick that down. I'm going to be using I think it's a word window they call this punch. It's actually retiring. It may even have sold out, but there's lots of different things. You could use the washi tape one, you could use some of your framelets, there's all sorts. You could use a banner, that would look really nice with this. And then, because this punch is a little bit too big for a dimensional on its own, this is where the edges of my dimensionals come in. What I do is I snip between. And I will use these little in-between bits as well. So I use every bit of my dimensional. So it gives you just over half of dimensional, and it fits absolutely perfectly on that punch. And we'll pop it on. Okay. So there we are. We have a Picture Perfect. Let's get the cable out of the way again. And we have a Snappy Birthday, and actually you can make so I've got one sheet of Very Vanilla, I've got 2 squares of Designer Series paper and a few scraps around the edges. This is actually the reverse of, I think it was the spot, it could be the grid at the bottom. So just by using up some of my scraps, I can make 2 really easy cards with one piece of cardstock. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Happy stamping, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. Thank you.